Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Perpetual. If you're new, you're warmly welcome, and thank you for joining me today as I make some easy and delicious chicken kebabs. Come along and let's get started. I'm just starting out by cutting up my onions and green pepper that I will be using for the skewers, and I will set it aside for later. And of course, you can use any vegetables that you'd like to grill along with your chicken. And also for today, I'm using bamboo skewers, so I'm going ahead to soak it now so that when I get it onto the grill, it will not burn. And now for my chicken, I have a bit of water, vinegar, and I just added salt to it, and I'm going to be giving my chicken a rinse with that. And now for my chicken breast, I'm using boneless, and I just trimmed off a little bit of the fat that's on the sides. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it into bite-sized cubes. Now, of course, there are parts of the chicken breast that don't make for the best cubes. So what I do is I cut those and set it aside. And I'm actually gonna be using those parts for fried rice tomorrow, so nothing goes to waste. And before we continue, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, and be sure to turn on your notification bell as well so that you know when I upload more amazing videos. And of course, please remember to wash your hands really well after handling raw chicken. And now that the chicken is all cut up, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my marinade, and that's just gonna start by me squeezing half a lemon that I'm gonna be using as my base. Now for quick and easy seasoning, I am using my all-purpose seasoning mix, and I will link that in the description box below. Of course, you can use any seasoning that you'd like. And I'm also grating in a little bit of ginger and lots of garlic. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I love spice, so that's just some chopped habanero peppers going into my marinade just to give it a little bit of kick. And for the chicken, I've removed it from my vinegar and salt water, and I'm going ahead to add quite a bit of black pepper just to give it a little bit of extra flavor and color. Next up, I'm going in with a few tablespoons of vegetable oil, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my marinade to my chicken as well. after giving it a good stir, I'm going ahead to add in a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes because the spicier the better, and I'm gonna give it a quick mix as well. And then I'm going to set it in the fridge for about half an hour to marinate. You can marinate it for a couple of hours if you have the time. And when it comes out of the fridge, it is now time to assemble your skewers, and I'm gonna give it a quick mix before I start that. Now to assemble the skewers, I'm using my bare hands just because I find it's easier and I can handle it. If not, feel free to put on a pair of gloves that you can discard after using. And like I mentioned before, when you handle raw chicken, be sure to wash your hands really well before you continue with the rest of your meal. And I'm just assembling it with my onions and green pepper in no specific order really. I'm just getting a little bit of everything in between the chicken. I absolutely love the taste and flavor that caramelized or grilled vegetables give, and that's why I'm using it in my skewers, just to get that char. But if you're not a fan of it, feel free to eliminate it and just grill your chicken as is. It is just as delicious. And after getting my skewers all assembled, I'm just brushing my grill pan with a little bit of oil, and I'm gonna allow it to get sizzling hot before I put on my chicken. And for the oil that I'm going to brush onto my skewers, I'm just adding a little bit of the leftover marinade into it just to give it some flavor and spice. Now keep in mind that I'm only brushing the oil and spice mix on it at the beginning because the marinade that I just put in the oil has raw chicken in it. That's what I used to marinate my chicken. So I don't want to get any of that on after I start the cooking process because it could contaminate the rest of my chicken. So I'm only putting it on at the beginning for extra flavor. And I started on really high heat in order to get a nice char and grill marks on it. And when I flip it, I'll lower the heat a little bit after a few minutes to allow the inside of the chicken to cook fully. And once it's done, I'm going to transfer it onto a baking sheet or a plate to allow it to rest and get the juices to redistribute into the chicken to keep it nice and moist. You can cover your chicken with a tent of aluminum foil to keep it nice and warm while you continue with the rest, or you can pop it in the oven preheated and just turn it off just to maintain the warmth while you continue. And once my second batch is done, I am putting that on the baking sheet as well to allow that to rest as well while I prep the rest of my ingredients. I'm making wraps with my skewers today, so I'm just going ahead to warm my flat bread and just get it a little toasty before I assemble it. And I'm going to make a quick spicy garlic mayo to add to my wrap. And it's just mayonnaise, a little bit of garlic, and a little bit of red chili flakes, and just mix together. When that's done, I'm just going ahead to plate my skewers, and I'm going to make a wrap for myself while I'm at it, and I'm gonna store the rest for when my husband gets home. Look how amazing and juicy those chicken breasts look. And the char on there is just additional flavor that I love so much. And I'm just building a wrap for myself by starting with the spicy garlic mayo. And I have some lettuce, onions, and tomatoes on the side that I'm gonna add, and then I'm gonna go and top it with one of my delicious skewers. Just going to give it a little bit of a rustic wrap, and it will be ready to be devoured. It looks so good, and guys, it smells amazing. I absolutely cannot wait for you guys to try it out. And of course, when you do, be sure to let me know in the comment section, and you can of course also send me pictures on Instagram when you try this or any of my amazing recipes out. And thank you all so much for coming along with me today on this delicious journey. I will see you all again very soon. Take care.